In this video, I just want to do a quick example of kind of a free response type of question. It's really common in the AP Calculus exam now to really ask a question in the calculator section that really goes to, and my notation is terrible here, but that if I integrate a rate, that tells me how much. And very common for the AP exam to give you, a rate and then ask you to calculate some things. And even more common now is to give you a rate at which something is flowing in and a rate at which it's going out. For example, the rate at which people are entering an amusement park versus the rate at which people are leaving the park. The rate at which gravel is put into a pit versus the rate at which it's removed from a pit. Something like that. So then you have to compare the two rates to each other. So in this example, a college dorm experiences an influenza outbreak one winter. The rate in people per day at which the flu spreads for the first week is modeled by that equation. So we have been given a rate equation. Okay, this is a rate. Now, sometimes people will say, well, should I write that that's the derivative? You could. I mean, the derivative represents rate of change. We've been given that. Be careful, of course, we're not going to write this as P prime or anything because they told us the derivative equation is P of t, or the rate equation. So, first question says, how fast is this flu spreading on day 6? Well, how fast means a rate. Well, we have a rate equation, so we would just do P of 6. And, you can type that in. I guess my recommendation would be put the y, put P of t in your y equals and just use function notation. Get your answer. The units of measure would be people per day because it's a rate. The next question asks how many. Well, this is where this comes in. We have a rate. We're looking for how many. So we're going to integrate our rate equation. End of day 7, so from 0 to 7 of P of t dt. And again, use your calculator, FN int, get the answer. Now, one thing to be careful of when you get to an AP type question, a free response question, is you are expected to show work. Now, by work, they mean, especially for a calculator question, what equations you're using and how you're getting your answer. Saying P of 6, and of course, they want you to get the answer. Use your calculator and get it. But this is enough work. You're saying I'm putting 6 into P. This is great. Here, they don't expect you to find the antiderivative if it's a calculator question, so this is enough. You're saying I'm integrating the P of t equation from 0 to 7. You don't want to write FN int on your test. You want to use proper math notation, but you also don't want to not write this. For example, if you did this and you got an answer, I don't know what it is, if you didn't write the integral and just wrote the answer, you only get half credit. Okay, it's usually a 2-point question, 1 for the integral, 1 for the answer. Why only get 1 out of the 2 points if you know how to get the correct answer? So make sure you're writing your integrals down. You're showing some work. Okay. Finally, how many caught the flu between the end of the 5th day and end of the 7th day? So once again, we've got to integrate, right? We integrate our rate to get how many. The bounds will be from 5 to 7. Now, I just wanted to visit quickly about the bounds because sometimes people will say, well, I don't understand why it's 5 and 7. Maybe in the previous example, you say, I don't understand why it's 7 and not 8. The end of day 7 is the beginning of day 8. Well, let's think about it this way. Here's day 0. Of course, if I integrated from 0 to 0, I get 0. Nobody's caught the flu on that time 0. Okay, here's 1. If I integrate from 0 to 1, that tells me the first day. So 0 to 2, that gives me the next day. Alright, from 0 to 3 gives me the third day. So right here, this integral represents how many caught it from the end of the 2nd day to the end of the 3rd day. So really, how many caught it on the 3rd day? would be that integral from 2 to 3. So if you extended this out, I think you'll see very clearly that the end of the 5th to the end of the 7th would have the bounds of 5 and 7. Okay. Again, this is just a quick example of the kinds of questions that have been on the free response calculator section the past few years, and the kind of thing that I would think would be fair to ask on an AP Calc test in class as well.